Okay, once we've mastered the idea of factoring expressions, of just making it a little bit simpler for us to use, the next step is we're going to be adding expressions. And before we do that, we need to be able to go back to our properties and just kind of refresh of what they are. So the associative property is basically that when you are grouping expressions, so if I have the expression A plus B plus C, that is the same thing if it's A plus parentheses B plus C. Because in addition, it doesn't matter the order that you add in. So no matter how you group them, it's always going to equal the same amount. Now with commutative property, it's how you rearrange them. So if I have A plus B plus C, that's still going to equal C plus B plus A. Because again, if you were just adding values together, it's still going to get the same amount no matter which way you add them. It doesn't matter the orders. And the distributive property is you're distributing an amount of something into other terms. So you're using multiplication. So if I have A multiplied by B plus C, the distributive property just basically states that I am distributing this value into each term here individually. I'm multiplying it. So A multiplied by B is AB. A multiplied by C is AC. So these are the three main properties of adding and subtracting expressions that we are going to be dealing with. So let's look at something else now. All right, so let's say I have the expression 6x plus 24. That's my first expression. I'm just going to close that off so I know that's by itself. Plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. Now we need to look at those properties. Can I rearrange anything to make it simpler to use? Can I group them? Where it's easier to use? Or can I use the distributive property? I can see that I have a coefficient of 3 outside a term. So I'm going to use the distributive property. So meaning I'm going to multiply the 3 by each term inside my parentheses. So 3 multiplied by x just becomes 3x. 3 multiplied by 5 is positive 15. Again, it's addition because it stays addition. So now let's fill in the rest of my expression because that's the only thing I could do right now. So I have 6x plus 24 plus 3x plus 15. Now when we're adding and subtracting expressions, we want to combine like terms. Like terms meaning that they need to be the same. So again, it goes back to our two types of terms that we have. We have our constant terms and our variable terms. Those are the only two types of terms that we are going to be combining. So now it looks like I have 6x as a variable term, and I have 3x as a variable term. But then I have positive 24 as a constant term and positive 15 as a constant term. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the commutative property to reorganize my terms so where they're next to each other. So I'm just going to move the constant terms next to each other and the variable terms next to each other. So when I do that, make sure that it all stays addition because my signs are still positive. So now I have 6x plus 3x, those are my two variable terms next to each other, plus my two constant terms of 24 plus 15. Now I can just add them together. 6x plus 3x is 9x. Plus, because it's addition, 24 plus 15, and that's 39. And I can't do anything else to this expression. I can't factor anything out because I know that 9 does not go into 39. So this is my final expression. So 9x plus 39 equals my 6x plus 24 plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5 by using the distributive property and the commutative property.